that. And I guess when you see these fans and stands packed, I'm just like, man, I can't wait. I can't wait
Yeah.
to be around that energy again.
Especially you. You're a guy who, a rare human being who gets to play in front of thousands and thousands of people a night. Not a lot of us get to experience that.
Yeah,
And the most I ever played in front, I played in front of the Metro Center with like 9,000 people once, and I'll never forget it. It was one of the best feelings I'll ever experience in my entire life. It's hard to explain,
yeah,
but to be able to have a guy sitting across from me like you that gets to do it on a regular basis, I couldn't imagine the amount of, I don't want to miss I couldn't imagine the amount of miss that you're gonna miss it. Is that what I'm trying to say? The
yeah.
amount of, you're gonna miss it. You must miss it so much, because I know that feeling. When the game was over in the third period, I was like, please don't send me down, because I want to be able to experience that
Yeah,
again. Like, it was all I wanted to do was just play in front of a lot of people.
yeah. I think it's I think it's something I think it's something I'll miss. Not not a crazy amount, but I think more than anything this year allowed me to realize how much it adds and
Well said.
how much it matters. Like you kind of always had quick clips and maybe commercials of players who were like, "Oh, you the fans, you guys matter." And
Yeah.
yeah, I've said it. I've been like, "Oh, you fans, knowing you guys are behind us and supporting." And you kind of say it because someone gives you a piece of paper to say it. But this year proved it. Like I was playing this year, and I was like, "My God!" Like fans change the game in a big way, and it is so apparent when you go to a place like Germany where there's such a discrepancy between the top teams where you have like 18,000, 20,000 fans packed to you have kind of smaller buildings where it's like 4,000 and it's kind of an old school building and packed, but they're both so loud and so into it. And then you play this year with nothing and you're like, my God, it changes the game. So next time they ask me to thank the fans, I'm going to be doing it from the heart because I've seen both
Yeah.
sides of it, and it's so apparent how much it adds and how much it matters.
Do you have a Moosehead story where maybe the building was packed? Just a memorable game at the Halifax Metro Center, not Scotiabank
Yeah,
Center, Halifax Metro Center. Do you have a game? That picture I posted of you, by the way, is unreal. Those jerseys.
those are my favorite. Those are such
The,
good jerseys. Yeah,
whenever I like picture the Mooseheads,
yeah,
that's the jersey I think of.
I love it.
Unreal. The red, the green.
I haven't seen a picture of myself in that jersey in a long time. I was pumped when I saw it. And I saw my tape job on my stick, and I was like, "What was I?"
Why? What was wrong with it?
I had the Bertuzzi. I was super proud of it. Like real long knob at the top. Like
Oh, you did too.
yeah,
Yeah.
real long. I have it short now, but I might bring it back this year, just for fun. Um,
Big
but
captain.
Mooseheads. The one time that I remember being like, "Wow, this is nuts," was my first line brawl, and I was my first year, and we had a huge brawl against
It's
Bathurst.
on YouTube.
It is on YouTube, and it was. I remember the game. My D partner Frankie McDonald got ran over by a guy, and I forget his name, but it was a dirty hit. He got kicked out, and Al McAdam was our coach, and he didn't like it. So I'm looking at the bench, and Donnelly's our D coach at the time, and I'm looking at the bench, and Donnelly's like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah.
And they send out Ben Chason as my D partner. So I'm like, "Okay, me and Chason." And then they send out Justin Saunier, and they send out Cormier and Kirk Forrest.
Oh
So it's
Jesus.
Chason, Saunier, Cormier, and Forrest, and me. And I'm like,
Are
and I'm looking at the bench. I'm like, "Do you want me out?"
you
Like,
16?
I'm 17.
17. Okay.
17 early in the year, and I'm kind of this is my first fight too. Like I hadn't fought yet.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So I'm like looking. I'm like I watch hockey. I understand what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the ice, and I'm like, you got to pick someone quick here because these guys are. You're not gonna have a lot of time
Yeah.
to pick your meal.
Yeah.
The buffet line's going quick. So the puck. I don't even know if the puck drops and everyone just kind of meets. And I got matched up with a guy, Jonathan Duchesneau, and
Sounds tough.
yeah, I had a really good fight. Like I was
Did
really
you?
happy. There's it ended. He didn't have his he had his shoulder pads off and his elbow pads and jersey, and I was the first one to fight. So after I fought, I was kind of ushered off, and I got off the ice, and then I got to see everything else, and I was like, "This is mayhem."
Did you go through the Zamboni exit?
Yeah, the
Oh, so how
Zamboni.
did you see everything else? So
I
they
just turned around.
Oh,
Like,
you're just waiting
yeah,
there.
I kind of
Okay.
just waited and like watched, but yeah, and then showered up and put on your suit, and you got to walk up the stairs because we
Through
walked.
with the fans?
Yeah, I didn't know where I was supposed to go, but I went. I might have followed Sonia. I was like, "Where do we go? Can we go watch the game?"
So you didn't know about the elevator?
No. So we
Okay.
kind of walked up,
Yeah.
and the fans are like cheering you on, like you're in your suit. They just saw you go to war, and I was like, "This is cool." That's kind of a memory that sticks out of the Metro Center. It was
That's
a lot of
awesome.
fun.
And whoever recorded that video on you, that's an amazing piece of history to have on.
Yeah,
That the one at the Forum too.
yeah,
I forget. Tim Boyce had a great behind the scenes story on that. But those are two big brawls in Halifax that will never be forgotten.
yeah.
It was great.
It's always that one's always a story that comes up when you start talking about old hockey stories. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, you should see, yeah, this one time in junior, doesn't happen anymore. Doesn't happen anymore."
There's a couple line brawls this year already. NHL there was.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I know it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I
Few
know.
and far between. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a cool memory, fun memory.